Number 10.
This fairy's house may not have room for a lot of fairies, but it sure lends itself to memories of times past. With tiny clothes hanging down from a clothes line and a tiny clothes basket underneath, you'll think you've stepped into your mom's own backyard. A confetti-colored walkway with little mushrooms to the side create an even more fantasy-like atmosphere for your little spirit beings. A candy-like pastel-colored roof adds the finishing touches to this brief walk down memory lane. Be sure to place a couple of lampstands on both sides of your candy-like walkway in your miniature fairy garden.
Number 9.
In this beautiful design, with a happy, sunshiny face popping up in the background, you'll jump over the hand-painted picket fences and over the small bridge as you head for your favorite fishing spot. Flying white doves and a little fairy imp sit waiting to see what you do the rest of the afternoon. Miniature blue kettles and a long, winding pebble road promise to make this a summer for you, your kids and your fun-filled fairies to long remember.
Number 8.
Completely charming, this mushroom-focused fairy garden design just calls out to those passing by. Complete with tiny windows that only a fairy could look through, the fairy door and irresistible cottage housetop make this a truly magical experience, if you'll only believe. Eclectic styles and colors add to the magic, as does the pebble pathway with multicolored flower stepping stones. Surround your little garden with your preferred plant cuttings, and you've set the stage for a playful experience.
Number 7.
This tiny garden design is the perfect mini garden to place in a summer cottage by the sea. It's striking, imaginative, simple and delicately beautiful. With a touch of Asian bonsai technique, this is one design that will turn heads and attract those fairies who travel the 7 seas. All you really need is any medium or large size seashell, a miniature bonsai tree, hand-painted resin grass, a few small rocks and rocks large enough to support the whole miniature garden design.
Number 6.
This tiny garden design is the ideal touch for almost any spot it's placed. Either indoor by itself or outdoors on a rustic table spread, this beautiful display is unique, charming and lends itself well to a piece of home decor. 2 woven basket tops fashioned together as the upper and lower of the merry-go-round are supported by a cylinder cardboard box in between. Pearl-driven, this fairy garden design with its seashell seats will appeal to any fairy looking for a day of fun.
Number 5.
Minimalist is a word to use for this treehouse that any child or fairy would love to explore. A bare branch left over from winter, a swinging miniature rubber tire to hang from the tree top, and a little wheelbarrow finishes the touch to this little kid's delight. A few artificial or natural pieces of greenery add to the realism of what could easily be found in any backyard. If you run out of tiny things to add, a weekend trip to local garage sales may help. As always, any size container will do for this miniature garden.
Number 4.
Here's one creative design that'll especially appeal to young ladies and fairies alike. Giving the ambience of polished, discriminating taste, this display lends itself well to an area where making a good impression is needed, such as a master bedroom, a master bathroom or a buffet table spread. Elegance is the tone conveyed here. Made by using a basic twiggy orb and several plant cuttings, this beautiful mini garden design is a favorite hangout for little spirit beings observing all things.
Number 3.
Terrariums are never really out of fashion, as you can appreciate with this glass or plastic encased terrarium bowl. Using a 2-tier, diverse color pebble foundation, you can now securely position on top multiple plastic cuttings, or real ones instead, to surround the area occupied by your fairy friends. Make your tiny garden even more delightful by using small hanging lamps with their accompanying lamp stands.
Number 2.
Using a hand-painted pumpkin gourd as a focal point along with your fairy cottage, you can give this beautiful piece life with few other needed accessories. Mainly using pebbles for your walkway and a beautiful blue stream on its side, your cottage sits in its container waiting for its spirit-being visitors. Add to the scene small bushes or plant cuttings, and your gorgeous gourd garden design is ready to put in almost any outdoor setting. While you're at it, Don't forget to put some small, colorful mushrooms or flowers in your presentation.
Number 1.
Fairy garden ideas galore will pop up in your mind with this enchanting display. Better suited for areas that can give you additional space, a backyard setting is best for this charmer. This landscape will take up 3 separate sections, beginning with the front view entrance, a middle section and the rear. An adorable canal runs through the piece from front to rear, and a little bridge helps make it all the easier for spirit beings visiting the property. If you further decorate with tiny and larger size miniature pieces, such as a gazebo, arbor or trellis, your fairies will stay longer than expected.